Okay, I will start the video.
Great, thank you. Great. All right, thank you. Okay, so hello everyone. It's Julie from Ocean Rehab and Fitness here to work out with you today. So for class today, all you will need is a set of small hand weights. If you don't have that and you have maybe 2 water bottles or 2 soup cans or something else like that, that will work good. If you prefer to just use range of motion and no resistance, that is also fine. I have a pillow with me today. I'm going to use it on my lap to demonstrate hinge with support. So we will be doing a little bit of optional hinged activities where if you prefer to have some front support for core stability reasons, then that can be available to you. And other than that, just a water bottle. So that is all you will need today. So you can get yourself set up and ready to go. I'm having a very low energy day, so hopefully my brain will stay with me for the full class. And if not, I apologize in advance. But today, actually, my plan is to do a little bit more conscious breath work with our resistance work today, and a little bit less of what I would usually put into class in the kind of heart rate raising activity portion of class. So we're not going to do quite as much cardio-based moves today, a little bit more resistance that has more focus on our breathing. So with that in mind, you can start with just a comfortable seat, maybe your eyes to close just for a moment. And we will focus on our breathing to start class and then again throughout class as well. So starting with maybe just a focus on breath and nothing else. So just tune in to maybe the sound of your breathing and the way it feels as you take even exhale and inhale. So nice and even in both directions, in and out. Great. And then maybe from there, you'll start to turn your attention a little bit to a body scan, just to see if there's any areas that you need to pay special attention to today, either during warm up, or maybe there's, you know, a joint that's feeling extra sore today that you need to, you know, make some adjustments for as you do your resistance work. So just kind of do a little scan and see how you feel. And then from there, we're going to start to direct our breathing to our belly. Hand to your belly if you like that extra feedback. And we'll start to take a big breath in as if you could fill up your belly with air, and then a breath out that starts to use your core muscles to squeeze your belly button towards your backbone. So nice, even breaths in and out that start to warm up our core muscles and let them know that we need them to help us through many of the activities that we have planned for today. Good. So we'll do 2 more like that. And last one here. All right, from here, you can open your eyes if you had your eyes closed, and we'll turn the focus to our spine for just a moment. So we're gonna go crown of the head a little close to the ceiling for a bit of a spinal stretch. We don't need to necessarily feel a lot of change in movement here, but just that feeling that the crown of your head is a little bit closer to the ceiling, sitting tall in your seat, and then returning back to just a nice comfortable position. So we'll do a few of those and start to add in shoulders up by our ears as we come tall, shoulders down our back as we reset. Maybe you'll pair this with some breathing as well. Breath in to come tall, shoulders up, breath out to bring your shoulders tracked down your back. We'll do 2 more there. And last one. Good. And from there, we will move to drop your ear towards one shoulder, back to center, and towards the other. Great. Last one each way here. And then we'll do a few where we are doing a slow nod. So chin to chest, back to center, looking up towards the ceiling, just moving through a comfortable range here. Good, we'll do 1 more there. Great. Depending on your situation, you may slide forward in your chair now or stay back in your chair if that is best for you. Hands will be on your lap as we go to a small hinge. So lots of forward support as we start to hinge forward and then come back towards the chair back. Maybe as you come towards your chair back, you check in with posture again, crown of your head closer to the ceiling. If you have compromised core stability and you would rather, instead of hinging, press back into your chair back to get a little bit of core engagement, you're welcome to do that instead. Good. So we'll do a few more like that. Last 2. And last 1. All right, we're going to start to open up through the chest on one side. So you will start with your right. I'm starting with my left to mirror, just to open up to that side. And maybe as you start to do this, and I'll try to cue you for this quite a few times during our class today, as you start to open through your chest, it's a good time to take a nice big breath in. So appreciate that the more open we are through our chest, the more we have the opportunity to fully fill our lungs. Good, so we'll do 2 more here. And 1. Great, and then we're going to do a little bit of spinal rotation. So we'll start with a nice controlled move. You will be rotating towards your right side. So perhaps both your hands onto your right upper thigh so that you have a little bit of a guide and potentially a little bit of gentle pressure to press through those hands to assist with the rotation. So we're rotating side to center. And as we rotate towards that side, maybe we'll check in with our spine again and see if we can get that really length through the crown of our head, really a good length there. So we'll do 2 more. And 1. And then you have the option of adding a rotation with the chest opener. So we still have one hand available to help guide if you need it. The other one will open to the side as you rotate to that same side. So rotating to the right. Great. We'll do 2 more here. And 1. Good, come on back to center. Let's do those same sequence on the other side. So shoulders are low, arm is out to the side, opening through the chest. Appreciating that nice big breath that we can take as the chest fully opens. Great, we'll do 2 more here. And 1. And then both hands can come to same side thigh to assist with a little bit of rotation. So rotating side to center, just working within your own comfortable range. We're moving slow, so we can listen to our body a little bit and, get some feedback as far as where a good range is for these activities. We'll do 2 more. And 1. Great. And then the option of putting those things together. So as you rotate, you reach with the same side arm. Tall through the spine, right up to the crown of your head. So maybe you pause at the end of your rotation just to check in with that posture. We'll do 2 more here. And 1. Great. Come on back to center. We have some bicep curls and some tricep work coming up. So just give me a warm up there. Both arms coming into bicep curl, tricep press back. Great. And then we'll start to press with a longer arm. So reaching back for the back of the room and then up towards the ceiling. You're welcome to do this with 1 arm at a time if it's easier to focus on movement that way. And then we're going to take a few times. Next time we reach up, just pause there for a moment. So reach up, pause, and reach for your same side shoulders and press for the ceiling. Great. We'll do 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring your arms down. Let's do a reset. We're going to do a little bit of side flexes, the last portion of our warm up today, and then we'll get moving with mainly some resistance activities, as I had mentioned. So to start our side flex, we're going to start with right side movement to start. So left side might hold onto your chair or the arm of your chair for some support to start. Right hand is just going to be down towards the ground. So we're going to do what we usually do near the end of class, our little side tip, which is oblique work, because we need those oblique muscles to be nice and strong and, woke up for this next part of the exercise. So just getting them warmed up and ready. Good. Last 2. And 1. All right, come back up to a tall posture here, and we're going to press away to the side with that right side. So I'm doing mirror image of you today. Great. So keep going a few more like that. You can make it a really active press and actually an active pull in as well. So if you can imagine pushing something away from you and then grabbing onto it and pulling it back in towards you. And then if you would like to add that side flex back into the move on this side, maybe you're holding onto the chair with your free hand for some extra support. Keeping your hips nice and even on the chair. So we're only side flexing as far as we can keep that contact. Last 2 and 1. Good. Let's do the same on the other side. So left hand will be down towards the ground. Right hand is free to do a little bit of support. So holding on to the chair base or the arm of the chair if you need to. Good. A few more here. We'll do 2 more. And last 1. Good. And then back to our starting position as we start to press and pull. Make it really active if you like. So pushing away, grabbing and pulling in. Push away, pull in. And then optional side flex. Use that support with the free hand if you need to. Good. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, come on back to upright posture, and I'm going to grab a drink of water. We're going to get started with some more movements. So I said we wouldn't be doing much in the way of cardio-specific moves today, and that is true. However, we will do just a little bit of movement that is on the faster side, both arms moving at the same time for a while. So there may be a little bit of increase in heart rate as we do a bit of that. So the first thing I want to do, as I said, we tend to breathe a little easier when we are open through our chest as opposed to shoulders rounded and a little bit closed off through our chest. So check in with your posture before we begin. And then we're going to go into single arm seated jacks to start. So we do, of course, get a little bit of increase in heart rate as we start to move our arms in bigger motions, and certainly if we move both at the same time. So as I said, my focus today is on breathing and how we breathe as we do different exercises. When we're doing cardio-based exercises, really we're just looking for comfortable breaths. So I'm not going to, of course, tell you how you should be breathing at all for this portion. I would just like you to be aware of the fact that the more upright you are, the easier it is to get full breaths in and out. And then from there, just be kind of conscious of how your breathing is sped up a little bit as we start to move with a bit of bigger movements here. Maybe you're going to take your arms overhead, so in a bit of a kind of rainbow motion. Great. So alternating for now. You may decide to stay with alternating arms throughout, or you might decide to just check out how the workload changes when both arms are working at the same time. So let's do 3 more like this. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it down to smaller moves just for a minute. So maybe even just elbows up, shorter lever that way. Check in with your breathing. And then if you'd like more workload, feel free to go straight into both arms moving together in our big jumping jack move. So fingertips nearly meeting at center, up above your head. Good. Let's do 4 more here. 3, 2, and last one. Excellent. Shoulders need a change up here. We're going to go to what would be a cross-country ski type move. So if you want to think about long arms, like you're planting your pull out front, and then digging in and pushing off from that pull. So still keeping that nice open chest here. So trying to get full expansion through our lungs as we do this bit of activity. Great. Okay, so I have a few different options for you here as well. I had said that I had a pillow handy for some hinged exercises. So if you do need the extra front support and you would like to try some hinging here, feel free to grab something and set it on your lap. And we'll continue here. Good. So if you would like to start to hinge to reach farther, go ahead. Probably we'll need to slow down this move a little bit in order to have both things happen at the same time, hinge and reach. So if you can imagine you're cross-country skiing right now, your pole is digging in out front, and then you're pushing off, getting that little extra bit of reach with the hinge. Good. So we'll do 3 and 2 And one here. Great, staying up tall again. I have just a little bit more here, both arms at once now to plant both poles out front and push back. Great, I'm gonna let you decide from here if you stay upright and perhaps pick up the tempo a little bit, or if you'd like to hinge instead, you could actually stay hinged for the entire, this entire little portion of the exercise. So you're welcome to stay hinged and kind of compare how that feels. Again, if we're focused on our breathing, you can make a comparison between how it feels to take nice full breaths in and out while you're hinged versus while you're upright. Good. Whichever way you are, we're going to do last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 while you're here. Great. Okay, maybe give yourself a hug, shake out those shoulders a little bit. You can alternate which arm is on top. Maybe while you're here, you'll drop your ear to one shoulder and then to the other. And then bring your arms wide. We are going to use some weights next. I'm going to leave the pillow here for some front support because the next exercise we do is going to be for mid back, and we'll have some options for you to hinge while you're here. All right. So when we have weights in hand, and we're talking about optimal breathing, we have a few different things to keep in mind. So when we're doing slower activities with the weights, it's better if we can kind of practice, and not necessarily the weights you have in hand today won't be a hard enough workload to make this an issue necessarily, but if we practice taking an exhale while we do the work phase of the exercise, and then an inhale as we return back to our start position, it's just a good practice to get into, because that trains us that when we do need to reach and pick up something heavy, that we exhale on the work phase. So as we're picking up the object, and that prevents our blood pressure from spiking, and is actually more beneficial for completion of the exercise without causing any issues. So that's the reasoning behind what we're going to do today. Some of this will be just focused on nice even breathing, and sometimes I'll give you a cue of something a little bit different to focus on. Okay. So for the first exercise, we are focused on our rhomboids that sit between our two shoulder blades. Between our shoulder blades and backbone on either side. So for that one, we'll stay upright for the first set. Weights are going to be just hovered above your knees. If you have the ability to move forward on your chair and challenge your core a little bit more, you are welcome to do that, or stay at your chair back for some more support. So shoulders are low. We're going to bring our arms out into that chest opening position. So room for a nice breath in and out here as our shoulder blades pull and squeeze at our end point. So shoulder blades squeeze together as those weights come back, and then weights return to the front. Great. So we're going to slow this one down in a bit and focus on that breathing that I touched on a few moments ago. But for now, just a nice even move here. Good. We'll do a 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. I had told you that I would give you some options for hinged exercise. So we are going to use just one weight for the next exercise. If you would prefer to set the other one down, that is fine. I'm just going to set mine on my lap to kind of give me some support. And we'll keep it there for now. So you can stay upright for this. We're going to do single side for 8, or you can hinge. So if you are choosing to hinge with or without the support of a pillow, set your shoulder into position, check in with your spine, keeping really long from the top of your head down to your tailbone, And then we're going to do the exact same move. So it's going to be elbow bends to bring that arm back till the weight is at about rib cage level, a little bit wider than that. Good. So we're going to do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. If you're hinged, you'll come back up tall for a reset, and we will do the same on the other side. So your choice, staying upright, weight is hovering above your knee, elbow pulls to the back, or hinged position, shoulders set. Weight is kind of at mid-thigh, wherever your arm reaches to full extension. And then we'll pull elbow leads back for 8. 7, shoulder blade squeezes to center. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Come on back up tall. We just have a few more of those to do with the breathing planning that I had touched on at the beginning of this. So what we're going to do is use both arms at the same time. We're going to move fairly slow because I want you to be able to take a nice even breath in and out without feeling too rushed. And you have the choice based on the fact that we are going to use both weights at the same time of being upright, if that is better for you. So in this elbows back position, or hinging to come both elbows back at the same time here. All right. So what we're going to do is the workload phase is when our elbows pull back. So that will be an exhale and then an inhale to return to our start position. Great. So we're going to do 6 here. Exhale as you come back, inhale to return. Exhale as you come back, inhale to return. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. If you were hinged, come on back up into tall seat, and we are done with that pillow at your lap for now, if you were using that. All right. So that was mid back muscles. I'm going to continue using some back body muscles, and we are going to work on triceps next. So we are going to stay upright as we did with the last exercise. Weights can be as wide as they need to be. If your arms of your chair are kind of in the way at the moment, certainly feel free to come with a wide enough stance that you can have those weights clear the arms of your chair, or if it's best to do one side at a time, that is fine too. Good, so we'll do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. One weight is going to stay on your lap. The other one is going to be ready for action. So the exact same exercise, knowing that our triceps work when our arm straightens at the elbow. So that's when the work phase of that exercise happens for our tricep. We're going to go into a little bit more of half. Sorry. I told you I was tired today. My brain's at not full function here. A bit of a half extension, meaning that I'll turn sideways so you can see me better. We're going to go all the way out and halfway back. So we're going to work through the end range of this exercise on this one side, pressing halfway in and then all the way to full extension. We'll do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. And then we will get ready to do the same on the other side. So shoulders are set, elbow is bent at our start position, but then extending all the way out and coming about halfway back for that press. Good. We'll do 3 more. 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. And then in keeping with the theme of focus on breath work today, we're going to take both weights at the same time, if that is appropriate for you. Actually, I could have kept the pillow here because we do have the option of hinging for this exercise as well. So if you are comfortable hinging, you are welcome to do a little bit of a hinge as we do this. So on the workload of this exercise, which is extension, so elbows straightening behind us, we're going to exhale. So exhale as you push back. Inhale as you return. Great. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, shoulders are set back and down, ready to continue with some resistance exercise. We're moving on to mid shoulders now. So mid shoulder muscles. I'm going to keep my elbows bent for this one, and then we'll give some options of straight arm lifts in a few moments. But for now, both arms are at a right angle. Elbows are coming out to the side. Though we are using our shoulder muscles, our shoulders themselves are not raising up towards our ears. So arms raise. Great. And as I've touched on it near the beginning of class a few times, you can appreciate how we are in a nice open chest position here, meaning that we can get nice even breaths in and out. Good. We'll do 2 more. 2 and 1. Good. Reset those shoulders, shake them out if you need to. We're going to go to one side again and do a few on one side where you won't be going any higher. We're still keeping that bent elbow, but we have a little bit more core focus potentially here, stabilizing as one arm moves off to the side and the other is having a little rest. Great. So we'll do 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Shoulders are set, elbow is bent, ready to go. Stabilizing with our oblique muscles, our side core muscles. As we move through this single side, arm raises for 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. All right, so we have already done quite a few arm raises. Of course, our shoulder muscles, for the most part, are not as strong as mid-back muscles would be, just based on the size of the muscle group. So do feel free to leave the weights for the next set. We are going to do a few more shoulder muscle exercises here, so mid-shoulder muscle. But it will be with a long arm this time. So if you found that the last few exercises were difficult enough for that muscle group, you may want to just set your weights down and use range of motion for this one. So I wanted to just add in a few, and actually because we've done quite a few raises already, we're going to just do 4 of these. So with our breathing, the work phase is as my arms lift up. So that's going to be an exhale as my arms lift up. And then an inhale to return. Exhale to lift. Inhale to return. Good, just 2 more here. Exhale. And inhale. And 1 more. Exhale. And inhale here. Excellent. So I'm going to bring back my pillow again because I'm going to continue using mostly back body muscle groups, and we are going to work on our rear shoulder muscles next. That will probably be our last main resistance exercise for today. So you are welcome to stay upright for this full sequence, or if you would like to hinge, that is just fine as well. So have a pillow for support if you need that. Shoulders are set. So we just did work our triceps, which is elbow bend and straighten. Now we want to work our rear shoulder muscles, and that will be movement from the shoulder. So perhaps you'll stay upright for the first one. Arms are long, so straight at the elbow. We're pressing diagonally back behind us. So it doesn't need to be directly behind, diagonally back. And again, we have that nice opening through the chest that allows for full breaths in and out. So we'll do a few of these with both arms together. And you can check in with your posture. Sometimes when we reach back with our arms, we tend to bring our head forward a little bit. So we're going to try and keep the crown of our head extending towards the ceiling as opposed to our chin pressing forward. We'll do 2 more here. And 1. Great. And then as we have for the other exercises, we will do one side. So you have one hand resting on your lap for support, the option of a hinge, and we are going to move through about half range here as well, just like we did for our tricep. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. Shoulder is set. We're going to press back to a comfortable end point and then halfway to return. So little pulses back. Great. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. If you were hinged, you'll come upright again, and we'll get ready to do the same on the other side. Shoulders are set, arm is extended, perhaps you are hinged, pressing back to a comfortable end range, and then halfway back to the starting position for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. We'll reset that back to center. And as one of our last resistance exercises, let's compare this one 2 different ways. So as we do our focus on breathing for the next few times that we do this particular exercise, our first few will be in an upright position. You may stay there if you are not feeling like hinging is something that is appropriate for you today. Feel free to stay nice and tall in your posture for all of these today. So we're going to do 4 from an upright position, thinking about how this feels from a breath perspective as we press back with an exhale and then return to our start position with an inhale. Press back, exhale, return with an inhale. We'll do 2 more. And 1. Great. And then if it's appropriate for you, feel free to hinge. We're going to do 4 more regardless, either hinged or upright. Same exercise. So if you're hinged, you're starting at about shin level for starting point, pressing back, exhale, inhale to return. Good. 2 more. And last one here. Excellent. All right, I have time for 1 more resistance exercise with you. I definitely do not need this pillow anymore, and I only need 1 weight for the last exercise. I am going to grab a quick drink of water, so if you need one as well, feel free. Okay, so we did a little bit of oblique work as we did warm up today, and then as we were moving with a bit of a side flex for some of our earlier cardio exercises. So let's do a little bit more oblique work now, where the side that has the weight is the arm that's extended, reaching towards the ground. You have a free hand now that can hold on to the base of your chair or to the arm of your chair if you need extra support, because we want to keep our hips nice and even on our chair and our shoulders both facing forward as we side flex slightly towards that weighted side, and then use our oblique muscles on the opposite side to pull us upright. So we'll just do a nice even pace for the first few, and then we'll do a little bit of breathing focus work for our last few. Good, so let's do 3 more like this. 3, 2, and 1. And then just slow it down with your breathing. So on this one, we're actually going to inhale as we come down because the work phase is on the way back up. Exhale as you come back up. Inhale to come down. Exhale to come up. Good. 2 more. Inhale to come down. Exhale on the way up. And last one here. All right, let's switch it up. Do the same on the other side. Of course, the weight is always optional for this one as well. We're being aware of how this feels from a spine health perspective. So please do set the weight down if you find that that's not helping you today. All right, so checking in, hips are nice and even on our chair, holding on with the free hand if you need to for some extra support. Weight gets a little closer to the ground as you side hinge, and then oblique muscles on that opposite side pick you back up again. Right, so we'll just do a nice even tempo to start, and then I'll cue you on the breathing. Good, so we'll do 2 more like this. And 1, good. And then it's an exhale to come down, or sorry, an inhale to come down, an exhale to return. There we go. An inhale to come down, exhale on the work phase as we return to full seated. 2 more. And last one here. Excellent. We are finished with our weights for today. Feel free to set those out of the way. And we're ready to do some stretching here. So we mostly used back body muscles for our resistance work today. So we'll focus on mainly stretching those now. So shoulders are low, right arm can extend forward, grab on at the wrist and pull that arm across. Keep your shoulder low. So if you find that as you pulled that arm across, it started to shoulder creeping up towards your chin, just reset and try that one again. Good. So we're looking to settle into this stretch for a few nice even breaths in and out. And since my focus has been on breathing work for today's class, you can kind of appreciate how you can breathe in and out and feel like more relaxed breathing may give that muscle a little more of a chance to stretch and lengthen. So taking a few moments to just relax and breathe here. We'll do 2 more nice even breaths in and out like this, and then we'll change it up a little bit. Great. So our next change up is actually just to ease halfway off this stretch and change our grip to be at our elbow instead. Elbow is going to bend so that your hand touches your opposite shoulder, and then maybe you'll pull that arm a little bit farther across again. So perhaps this has changed the stretch a little bit into tricep or into shoulder a little bit more, or you may not find much difference from this in the last stretch, depending on your body. From here, we also have an option of doing a bit of a neck stretch. So you may drop your ear towards the shoulder where your hand is currently hanging out. And then focus back in on your breathing. Nice even breaths in and out, maybe sending a little bit of focus towards those neck muscles on your right side that are currently stretching. Good, last one here. All right, bring your head back to neutral and let's unwind that arm. I have one more stretch for you on this same side, on your right side. And this stretch is for people who have the shoulder mobility to reach up and then back for their same side shoulder. So not everyone's shoulder loves this stretch. If your shoulder is not one that loves this stretch, where you're reaching for your same side shoulder and then maybe giving your elbow a little extra nudge up towards the ceiling, stretching your tricep. If you do not love this stretch, you're going to go back to the one we were just doing instead. It's not quite as tricep focused, but it's certainly more gentle on your shoulder. So not everybody can comfortably do this stretch where your elbow is reaching towards the ceiling. Great. Again, focusing on nice, even breaths in and out. And then you can unwind from that side. We'll do the same sequence of stretching on your left side. So shoulder is set, arm is reaching forward, grabbing on at the wrist and pulling it across with a long arm. So straight at the elbow to start. Shoulder is low, reset if you need to get that low shoulder. And then take some nice even breaths in and out, thinking about sending a little bit of relaxation and extra stretch to the muscles that sit between your backbone and shoulder blade on that left side and through the shoulder as well. Great. We're going to ease halfway out of that stretch and grab on at the elbow, bend at the elbow to touch your shoulder, and then maybe you'll pull that elbow across a little bit more again, that arm across. Option to drop your ear towards your shoulder on the side that your hand is currently hanging out on. Great, taking some nice even breaths in and out here. And then slowly easing your head back to neutral, unwinding that arm, knowing that the next exercise, you can go back to that same, the next stretch, you can go back to the same stretch if you like, or if this shoulder is comfortable doing the reaching for the same side shoulder and pressing your elbow up towards the ceiling, you're welcome to do that one, getting a little more opening through rear upper arm. So getting our triceps stretched out a little better here. Great, we'll do just another breath or two while we're here. And then you can ease your way out of that stretch. All right, we are almost finished for today. The base of your hands is going to reach down towards the ground on either side, like you could reach all the way down. We get a little bit of inner forearm stretch while we are here. And then you're going to look down towards one hip. So just dropping your chin towards your chest, looking down towards one hip, but still lengthening through your spine. So thinking of sitting as tall as you can in your chair, knowing that we can't, we have a little bit of restricted breathing here just because our chin is towards our chest, but we can still expand through our chest with that tall posture. And then head comes back to neutral. Same thing, dropping your chin towards your chest on the opposite side, looking towards your hip. Great, and then bringing your head back to neutral, shaking out your wrists, and maybe shaking out your fingers a few times. So wide fingers and then a little gentle fist. We'll do two more here. And one. All right, so we are going to focus on our breathing with closed eyes. If you are comfortable with that, for our last few moments of class together. After class, as usual, I'll be here for a few moments to chat or answer any questions. So feel free to stick around if you like. Otherwise, you can come to closed eyes. And I have no agenda for this last little breathing exercise. Because we've talked so much about breathing through class today, I want you to kind of focus on whatever you felt was an important piece to that. So nice even breaths in and out, expansion through the chest, core muscles helping to support whatever you feel just as a nice way to end class today. So nice even breaths in and out regardless here. We'll take a few more with our eyes closed. Great. So one more breath in and out with your eyes closed, and then you can open your eyes, and we'll finish class as we always do, starting down low, reaching for the ceiling with a breath in and releasing with a breath out. We'll do 2 more there. And last one here. Great. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you again. Thank you. All right.
Okay, Julie. I will see you next week.
Sounds
you.
good. Thanks, Diane. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right.